Hi guys, hope everyone's doing all right tonight. Right here we got a whiteboard and I'm going to be enrolling Greg on what we call the solution to life that we learned from our mentor Joko. So Greg, what is it you want to be up to in life, man?
Well, I have always wanted to travel. I've always wanted to do something really big and help people, and would love to be able to take care of my parents, pay off their mortgage, and really just have a huge impact in the world.
Wow, that is amazing. So if I could ask you, what's stopping you from doing that right now?
Well, what's stopping me right now is, I don't really have time. I'm working my full-time job. I don't get really much vacation to travel, so even when I get vacation, I just want to stay home
Yeah.
and, money.
Money. Well, to be honest, Greg, a lot of the people that I've met up with and talked to seem to have a similar issue. They all have these big dreams. They all have places they want to go, and they all have, sometimes these dreams that might not be as realistic as what they seem anymore. And the reason is because a lot of them are on this system, and the system is something that 95% of everybody we know is on. So I got a quick question for you, man. At 25 years old, what do you think the average 25-year-old makes a month?
Per month, I'd say 25-year-olds are making around $1,500.
$1,500 a month. Awesome. There's no right or wrong here, you know. Honestly, $1,500 is quite a bit of money, but the average person usually works anywhere around 40 to 50 years, right? So let's say 40 years goes by, and now you're 65 years old. What do you think the average 65-year-old makes a month before retirement?
Maybe at the height of your career, around $6,000 per month.
$6,000. Okay, so now you worked 40 years, your income has gone up. What are we usually wanting to do around 65?
Retire?
Retire. Well, a funny thing is that I've realized in this last year is that for people my age, being 23 years old, you're going to have almost $2 million to even qualify for retirement nowadays. So this is just to show you that the minority is going to get retirement. So when you do retire, what happens to your income? It goes down.
It drops, right?
It drops. It drops down to maybe what you were making when you were 25 years old. So as you see, you know, our income's gone down, but as we get older, we accumulate things, and one thing never stops going up. And that is our expenses.
Expenses, yeah. Cost of living.
The cost of living, what it costs to live. So let's say you're 65 years old now. You've worked 40 years. You probably have a house by now. You most likely have a car or multiple cars because you have a family. And if you're lucky, you did just work 40 years, you would hope to have some savings, right?
Of course.
Okay. So like I said, this is what about 95% of what everybody in the world is up to. Now, there's nothing wrong with this other than the fact that most of the people working throughout these 40 years are working really hard. And sometimes they might not have enough time to take care of their body, or enough time to eat what they want to eat, or enough time to even have time to think. So, you know, when 65 hits, you know, things like medical bills, surgeries, doctor bills can come into play. My mom, being 49 years old, her pancreas exploded 2 years ago, and she was hospitalized and put in intensive care for 2 years. One of the bills on the table was for over $6 million, and that was in a stack of almost 1,000 bills.
Wow.
So you know what happened? These doctor bills, these medical bills, these surgeries, basically any life emergency can completely wipe this out for you. It wiped out my mom's savings almost in a matter of a week. Okay, when her savings got wiped out, the next thing they went for was taking away her house. When her house got taken away, she was so broke that when her car broke down, she couldn't repair her car. So now, guess what happened to our family life? I might as well erase it. You know, our family life was just destroyed. Okay? Now, see, like I said, this is what, 95% of what everybody's up to. They're an employee, to someone else's system. This is what I call being a part of the system. All right? So what this looks like is, let's say you work 8 hours a day for 30 days. You could accumulate 240 hours in that 1 month. You, relying on your own 2 hands to be in there every single day to swipe in that clock-in card, you could rack up 240 hours. Not bad, right?
No.
No, and that's, there's nothing wrong with working, 30 days in the month, but wouldn't you get a little tired?
Very.
Very. And, I like to call this hard work. These are people who are getting up every day and, really being on their grind to pay for the bills that are due right now. See, but the difference between the 95% of everybody who is on this system and the 5% that I like to say owns the system is that these people have found a way to have multiple thems. So what would it look like or be like if you could have 100 yous working 8 hours a day for 30 days? Your numbers now are 24,000 hours. So you tell me, who do you think's living, a more comfortable life?
The guy that owns the system.
Okay. So now, obviously, the goal in life would be to find a way to own your own system of over 100 U's. Now, before I go any further, man, I just got a quick question. What would, give me an amount of money to make this worth your time that you would like to see? Because obviously, I've found a way to have this.